Ready for the mosh pit, Shaka Bra.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to StrangeCast, Play One of this was Life is Strange fan podcast. This is episode 121, Side A. I am Adnan Riaz, one of your co-hosts. My co-host, the self-deprecating Johnny Galvatron wannabe Adam Evalt is here. Adam, you here?
Falcon Galvatron, that's who I am, of course. But yeah, I'm here, and man, I just read a news piece that I'm not very happy about with Disney Plus. So here we are, AI generated user content. Yippee, everybody! Hooray! We're cooked. We're cooked.
You're setting the tone for the podcast because one of the parts is also bad news, and Johnny Galvatron does come into the second part of this because mixtape isn't that. But yeah, we're back for the podcast. Bear with me because I'm in London and the voice might be a bit different and the audio because I'm moving around. I'm in the one location in the UK, which Adam thinks is for every British person.
Every British person lives in London. All the other ones are just farmland, but you're all just centered in London.
Exactly.
You know,
that's
Globe
the only
theater. You know, that's where you go to the movies at the Globe Theater.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Have you been to the Globe Theater?
No.
What? I've been to the Globe Theater.
Yeah, well, I don't go. Have you met me?
Yeah.
Do you know at the moment? Yeah, do you know that moment Swan Holloway and she leaves the room and she looks terrified? That's me. Every single day, just me. I'm like terrified about what's going to happen here.
You're just in the Globe Theater like, well, has Kojima ever performed here?
Exactly.
Has Kojima ever been to the Globe Theater?
Yeah. If Michelle's been there, I'm going to go. If Luke's been there, I'm going to go. It's only for that it has to follow those sequences.
The auteurs, yes.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, we're back for the podcast. So before we start, and we'll kind of get into a bit of PSA as well. Before we start, if you are new here, please do consider dropping subscribe on the channel, turn notifications, like the video, and share with your friends. We're climbing to 2,200 subscribers. So if you can help us get there, that would be amazing. And StrangeCast is available on all podcast services. So we're available on Spotify. We have 51 ratings now. So thank you so much for that. We have over 340 followers on there. So you can rate us and follow us to boost our visibility out to other people. And you also get instant access to your podcast as soon as they become available. And also we're available on all the podcast services. So we're available on Apple Podcasts. We're available on all of them. So go and check us out. And also as well, we are on Patreon. So you can support us on Patreon. If you are on Patreon, we are going to have the incentive very soon of a monthly episode, which you guys make with your podcast topics. So we'll go for that. We might also include another new Patreon incentive. So bear with us. We're just planning things out. But thank you so much to everyone who does support us on Patreon. It does really mean the world for us as well. And we are on social media. So please do follow us on social media. We're available on pretty much every platform, which is the important part. So PSA, as I said, I'm in London. A lot of things are moving around. So bear with us with this. And we've kind of changed some of the topics around as well because I'm trying to make this non-time sensitive in certain places. For context, I'm still working the Sam Bradley interview. Hopefully you should have it before this. So it's the 16th of November. My plan is to get that first part out before this podcast comes out. You will not see this podcast until side A of the Sam Bradley interviews coming out. It's in the process. Generally, when I think I've got enough time to do something, I haven't, but I'm going to sit down hopefully on the 17th when I get back from London. I'm just going to smash it out and you'll have it. So I'm looking forward to it because it's got some great moments. So do stay tuned. We're putting some teasers out on social media. And as I said, you should have it by the time you get this one. Once this is done, I will then roll out these parts as well, and then we'll move on to side B with Sam Bradley's interviews. Hopefully, I'm hoping by the end of the month I can get both parts out. And Sam's been busy as well. He's got a lot of things. He's doing a promotion on one of his projects he's worked, so you can see it on social media. Go and check him out on Instagram, and he's perfectly fine with the wait as well. It's just been a lot of moving parts, so just bear with me because otherwise I'm freaking out whilst trying to do the podcasts and get the schedule done. We've also moved one of the topics, which was we were going to do a continuation of the last episode where it's going to, what's next for Life is Strange. But one or two other things have caught my eye, ADHD kind of little thing there, but one or two things have caught my eye. And then me and Adam were saying it's too much the same topic as well going into each episode. And I think later down the line as well, we always do a like end of year review. We'll kind of focus on it there, or if someone puts in the Patreon podcast for the month, we'll also do it there. So we will come back to it. It's just going to be that. But there was one piece of news we were kind of making it into a news piece because I found it on, on whilst I was browsing last night. I wasn't looking at Moroccan outlets, Adam, or anything. I was just having a nosy on certain things. So this is our first piece of news. It's our biggest, and I'll give you a bit of context as well as we go through it. But we'll pick out little things, and it's going to predominantly dominate this podcast episode, this part. So I'm going to go to screen share here, as you can see. So this is Jan Wali, who works at Square Enix in Square Enix London, and he is facing redundancy at the minute as part of the layoffs. Obviously we've seen the big piece of news, but I went and did a scout on his profile, and my word, I found so much little things of like double exposure content and whatnot. And I thought we'd just break into topics 'cause I think it's just fascinating.
Yeah.
So Adam, as well, the first one I wanted to start with, these are early sketches that Jan did for Max Caulfield in Life is Strange Double Exposure. So there's 3 of them. So as you can see on the screen here, they are the 3 that Jan did for Max.
I feel that fits Max's style more. That looks like Max at like 30, probably. You know?
Yeah.
But like the straight hair, the collar shirt with the sweater, I feel like that fits, and like the messenger bag and those types of boots.
Yeah.
I feel like that fits an older Max better
Yeah.
than what we got, because like getting into like the I got the deluxe edition of Double Exposure, and I got those outfits, and all the outfits didn't fit Max, right?
Yeah.
It felt like a Hot Topic wannabe Max. You know what I mean? Like that's what I got, but like this feels more natural, you know?
He's got the concept designs for the outfits as well, which is some different ones compared to what we got as well, which is crazy. There's so many little details on Double Exposure in there, which I was kind of mind blown by. But I agree with you as well, because like, so do you know what the thing is though, as well? Like, and I'll pull it up here actually, just for comparison, because I think it's kind of interesting, because that Max design, obviously it's an early sketch, so you never know where things are going to go with, ultimately the final product and stuff. And I kind of understand where some of the changes happened. So let me just quickly.
And she would be close to 30. I just realized that. So she would be 28 in Double Exposure.
Because like I've always made this point, and it's important because I think it was relayed by Emma when she was talking to me in the interviews and stuff. Like if you look at Max there, for example, she's only a little bit older than the events of the first game, because obviously the comics are set not too far off from them. And you have to make her presentable. So like that, for example, is the issues of strings. So that if that's on the shelf and you see that, you see Life is Strange, it's the iconic logo. Obviously, they changed that since then. But you can recognize it's Max, though. And even, for example, Life is Strange Dust Deluxe Edition, Max is visible. Obviously, Chloe is very visible. But Max always keeps a certain design on the comics. She's always constant. So again, you can see there, every character looks constant, even the free comic book. So Max has always had that, and she hasn't kind of like obviously changed her shape, and you keep certain traits with it. And then obviously I'm going to quickly go back to Jan's one here, so you can hopefully see it, and it comes back up. Like you can see there's like very similar traits with the Emma one, where you can see she's older, she's quite skinny, she's got the facial features.
And
I think
also,
when you
like,
zoom in that,
she looks more professional and confident. Like the Max that we got looked cocky.
Yeah.
And like this one looks just more like you've been on the road, you've been through like you like you look like you come from hell and back. But in the context of Double Exposure, she was a freelance photographer, right? Going from like motel to motel, city to city, like you've been through it. And that looks more like what you've been through, professional and confident, but also looks tired. Like that fits the role much better.
She looks like she's worked for J. Jonah Jameson. J.K. Simmons is one. When you see him as well, it's like, Max,
bring me pictures of Spider-Man.
I need those photos of Spider-Man. Yeah, I agree with what you mean, because I think that adds the flavor of the game. Like where it's like, if you're going to go for the Max and Chloe breakup route, it adds the flavor, like, on the road, kind of lost. It kind of gives me Jodie Holmes vibes from Beyond, when she's kind of like a bit of a drifter in the game, and you can see the outfits that she wears. She goes from wearing certain clothes to kind of being like quite, I've lived on the road, I've seen everything. And as you said, I think as you say here as well, I like that as well, because it kind of adds the flavor that she's like a freelance photographer, but there's like a lot of things there. Obviously, these have changed because of the Doc Martens deal, which wouldn't surprise me. So I think that kind of like puts in there. I'm not, it was funny for the thing, but I'm not necessarily overly taken away from the Doc Martens. But yeah, the shoes kind of add to it. But generally speaking, the design wise, it kind of adds. And I think this is the main one, the hair. The hairline is the one that really makes her stand out. So if you look at the hair, it just looks like Max. And I'm like, that's Max's hair from the first game, essentially. And it at least makes it identifiable. Like, look, every person gets older.
It looks like an older Max.
Yeah.
It looks like older Max. Like, that's what it looks like.
Yeah. And again, look, people get older. They get older, which is natural. They change their hairstyle. Some people lose their hair and stuff like that. Some people lose their hair. And well, even Michelle admitted when he's on the podcast, he's like, look at me. He's like, with Luke, he's like, I've been there for that many years at Don't Nod. He's like, and then all the hair's
all boys all together in one podcast.
Yeah. But I think one of the things with Max there as well, like you have to make her presentable to people when they see her. So it's like that. It goes back to that comment Jim Michel made when he saw the first reveal trailer. And he's like, I didn't recognize her at first. And I'm like, that's not necessarily a good part of marketing. Like you, if it has to be, and she changes her hair in the game, then do it. But you have to make her presentable first, straight off, so people instantly spot that.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing. So, like, one thing I'll say, Adam, as well, and I think this might also play into the design of double exposures, Max. I do think this as well. I think Max and her shape and everything else and everything about her, because she has she does look different, and I'm just kind of putting this in the context of things. I think she has to look different like that because of Hannah Tell's full performance capture. Because you're not necessarily drawing the designs off of like Hannah, for example, but you are doing full performance capture. And can her face configure in a certain way with certain characters? Because like there's the fine details of Deck Nine's production that they did. Like, characters would you'd be built in a certain way to do a certain character. Like, for example, and I put it in the perspective, Rachel Amber's Before the Storm remastered face capture, Anastasia did it, but not Danielle Vivatis. Danielle Vivatis did the mocap, Anastasia did the facial capture. So it's like, hang on a minute, why is Anastasia doing it then Danielle? But like, it's because Anastasia's doing it because, again, she fits the shape. You put those dots on Anastasia. Look at the characters she plays, Rachel Amber and Diane. Look at their faces. Look at the way they're positioned. It will come into effect with it. And I think that's also probably because how Deck Nine does the engine and how it does their games as well since True Colors. It's probably changed the aesthetic design of this Max. But I do think Hannah Tell's a big part of that. I think that's why she looks quite different, because they have to configure it off of her face as well, because she has got a different facial capture to this Max, for example.
Yeah. We could have had something good here.
We could have done. Yeah.
Yeah.
People don't know.
But no, I agree.
We could have really had something like there was that. This could have been a winnable project, in my opinion. It could have been a winnable project.
Yeah, like I get what you mean about the motion capture, like the difficulties there, but like that's the thing. Like this is just an early sketch, and I get they have to like this is basically a storyboard, storyboarding for the later art. But like what we got in the end, I don't feel like it was a compromise of this. It was like a completely different design,
Yeah, and I think that really impacts eventual things, because I think like that immediate impact and that pull factor adds to the marketing, makes people feel more relatable to Max. That eliminates another conversation where people like, it doesn't look like Max, it doesn't feel like that, and it does feel like that. I say it again, if someone was like willing to do it, like take Hannah's voice out of it and just get someone else to do the voice, you'd feel so off by it. It would be really quite like Uncanny Valley vibes a little bit with like Max. You'd be like, hang on a minute, well, there's something off about her. It's like she's like really kind of like different. It's like this. Yeah, I think the designs are really interesting though, but it was one of those where I looked at it, it's like, again, it's missing certain traits from Max from Life is Strange 1, but you can explain those, and that's perfectly fine. Like, even Emma's Max is different from the Don't Nod Max, and you've also fallen into a circle of like pale imitation, because if you just do the same thing, then it's gonna be like, oh well, you're just repeating what Don't Nod did. So I think you have to be kind of careful if you have to naturally evolve a character and change them, and Max does that. I think what you said was the best point, where it's like, make her run down, make her feel like, freelance bit, not no tie, but like, ruffled shirt, kind of like lives that kind of freelance photography. Also kind of plays into the trauma element of someone like that as well, because like even Jefferson was a bit like that, wasn't he? He was like, he had professional suit and thing, but he had like the shirt open kind of thing. You do a bit like, that kind of like pickup effect where it relays into another character. So it's interesting nonetheless. Should we move into Safi?
Yeah, let's see this.
Because Safi Llewellyn-Fayyad is also in here, which is quite interesting. There's only 2 of them for Safi, but as you can see here, for the sketches, and I'll pulse onto the small screen so people can see us. There's Safi's sketch from Jan. So there's 2 of them. So it's that one and that one.
I want to say that's too far off from what we've seen.
Yeah,
like it's definitely different. I'm not trying to say like, oh my god, it looks the same, but like it's not too far off from what we got.
No, I'd probably say that they probably made her more Lebanese and like that kind of heritage and ethnic culture more. So like, doing just tweak fine details of it again. And again, I think like when you look at the drawing, as you said, early concept things change all the time from that kind of stuff as well. Scott Wilhite's done so much stuff for them freelancing, and it's always changed. We saw the Amanda, Lake Pond sequence. But I think, like, again, Olivia Abiassi comes in and they're going to change her facial capture, because like there will be things that you change in terms of the face aesthetic. But I think like when you say it as well, yeah, I think it's very, very, very close to it. Like even I think like maybe the black boots are probably a little bit
Yeah.
different.
Like the outfit is,
Yeah.
I feel like the outfit choice is the more different.
Yeah.
But in terms of facial structure and the way she's standing, it, it's close. Not, I won't say close. It's just not too far off. You know,
Yeah.
like I can see where they got the idea. Like that looks like more of like the negotiation. Like we got a good in between of like this and maybe another person's like idea of what Safi should look like, and we got the compromise with
Yeah.
what the Safi we got. But the Max, I feel like there was no compromise. I don't feel like there was
Yeah.
any. Like, look at that. Like,
Oh,
Matt.
yeah, we'll come on
But
to
look
that.
at that. That doesn't look anything like the Max we got, but that Safi looks at least similar to what we
Yeah.
got. You know, because Safi that we got is very much closed off.
Yeah.
You know, and this Safi does look closed off, but Max looks way different than what we have in the early sketches here. You know.
Yeah, she does look very different. I think like they are. I think like, obviously I think they try and mirror them as well. Like if you look at that image with Max where she's got the phone out and her outfit, and it does mirror Safi in certain places. Oh, there goes the other ones. They do seem to have like a mirror thing, which it doesn't surprise me. I think they're trying to capture that aesthetic.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is interesting. Safi's not too bad necessarily. I think they just adjusted her tonally because she looks like dark Safi throughout the entire photos. I think they're obviously trying to make her good Safi as well. Before the Nepo baby stuff happened, as you'd say. But yeah, I think it's interesting to see Safi's look.
And I want to go into this a little bit. Like, whenever I say that Double Exposure was a bad game, I'm not trying to downplay anybody that worked on like the artist. I've always tried to communicate this. If I haven't communicated this, I apologize, sort of, because you just don't listen to me. And why wouldn't you listen to me? I am Cthulhu's favorite. But what I'm always trying to say is that it boils down to that leadership was bad.
Yeah.
Like we talked to Backer, and he was a passionate level designer. Still is a passionate level designer, mind you. And we see these artists going in. We see the voice actors. I always say that the voice actors, like for every character, delivered on what they were told.
Yeah.
Like the writing was bad, but the actors, like they delivered what was on the piece of paper, including Alderman. Alderman delivered what he was directed on, and you can tell he was delivering what he was told to do. But the leadership just put this in like the worst place possible.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to downplay like any of the artists. I'm downplaying the leadership. I am always going to downplay the leadership of this game.
Yeah, it's creative. I even had a conversation with someone in the comment. I didn't pick up a comment podcast, but someone did say like, they put the kind of stock on like Rihanna's performance on like Webb's direction. It was like, I'm blaming the voice actor for the kind of performance of what it is. And I was like, no, I was like, you can't blame. I'm fine with criticizing Webb and Zach Andrews and any of the deck. I think Deck Nine's motion capture team is the best by far. It's the best department that's always worked very strong for the studio. But one thing you have to do is the fine details of a performance capture, and especially the director. Like Zach and Webb have very specific styles. When you watch them do it, we've done the interviews, we've done Lily Hakama, Erica Mori, State. Like any person you talk to, you can see what that director is trying to get out of them. I would argue that Webb even saved more of this project with the motion capture team because some of those characters are so poorly written that people don't look at the performances. So, for example, I've used this before, Marco Alberto Robinson. This guy is a really talented actor. If you go and watch any of his Broadway productions, he is part of that Butterfly Effect Theatre of Colorado, the Boulder Ensemble. He is part of them, and he is a very good actor. What you've given him is a very, very poor character. Same with Alderman Adam as well. Brian is a very talented actor. He's worked with them for years and years. Again, you've given him a very poor character. So it's the director and the actors that are trying to do it. Do I blame Chloe Price's lines for being poor on Rihanna DeVries? No, because Rihanna DeVries is copying and imitating Chloe Price in the same of Ashly Burch, and you're trying to deliver the project in that way. It doesn't work because Rihanna DeVries has to be Chloe Price in their own accord. Like, they have to do it in their own kind of style, and you have to do that. And as you said, they did changes. They kept changing things. Like, for example, the Loretta Rice thing, when they changed it, it's like, okay, that's, again, another script change. there's no harmony with the characters. They're constantly changing. And you see it when you meet characters, you're like, hang on a minute, there's like dynamics here that don't work. But it's because you've changed the script so many times. It's like, well, this character's more like this now. And it's like, hang on a minute, that doesn't work for the chemistry. So like, Alderman going 1 to 100 and then next minute he just disappears and you're trying to explain it later down the line in some really like, contrived story fractured plot. That's the problem with double exposure. It starts to bleed into the entire game, and that's a huge part of the narrative issue of it. So characters don't vibe off each other. So I agree with what you're saying with that. I think it's completely, it's systemic with the issues. I think people like one day someone will come and talk about it. I think there might be a couple of developers that might talk about it once, the dust has settled, as it'll say. But like, there's just things that I saw on this project, and I'm kind of still saying here sometimes thinking like, I don't even know how this even saw the light of day sometimes. Like, it's just like, one thing after another: red tape, bureaucracy, creative decisions, leadership decisions, like I'm not going to name single, but like you kind of sit there thinking like, okay, like that makes sense why it turned out that way, and that makes sense why it turned out that way. So it's just a shame overall. But there's more stuff in here, Adam. Should we go through some of Max's outfits? Because I know you like outfits as well.
Well, also because you kept flipping through it, so now I'm just like, my God, holy hell!
As you can see, there's a lot of outfits. We'll put these in together. So if you can see here, so these are kind of like general aesthetic designs that we saw within the game that appeared. Some of them didn't, some didn't. Some casual ones. Again, other casual outfits, as you can see. This Adam as well is part of a cat DLC pack, which it's a cat. It's called Cat's Pack, which was part of the outfits, the Life is Strange ones that we get for the bonuses from double exposure, but didn't see the light of day if I remember correctly. So again, that might have been an extension of like the Hannah Tell situation of like, the cat content. Again, very like, turtleneck outfits.
In the middle of doing a floss. Yes.
Yeah, very, very Dwayne The Rock Johnson turtleneck outfits that she's wearing there. If you know the reference, you know the reference. Again, we see these are some of the outfits. Like I remember that one. And I remember
the one at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, so these are a lot of these similar ones. I think that one would have been nice, but
the blue one, definitely.
But I think there's also, as you see here, again, we got.
I like that red one.
This one's in the game.
Oh, it's in the game. I guess that's like the Ultimate Edition. I don't think I have that one.
Yeah, these are the Final Fantasy VII variants. Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy variants. Apologies.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's part of one of those like edition ones. But as you can see, they're all variation. I even like that yellow flick in her hair for the chocobo one. I think that's pretty quite nice. As you can see, more of them. Obviously, these are the Life is Strange fan reference ones. So, Alex Chen's outfit there with the shirt. Max Old School 1, as you can see there with Thingy. Even the camera as well. It's like
the Forgotten Child,
of course. Very much Forgotten Child. Even the Forgotten Pants, those suit the Forgotten Child. Like you wouldn't be wearing those. Yes. Interesting enough, Adam, if you look at Chapter 4, it's the Before the Storm Chloe Price one, but she's not got blue hair there.
Yeah.
Because they added that later.
Yeah. Which, like, I don't like how they, like, some of the outfits, they dye her hair.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I want the outfit, but don't dye her hair.
Yeah.
Like, why? Like, all of a sudden, like, you change your outfit and you dye your hair, like, to fit the outfit. Like, why? I just want the outfit.
When they dye her outfit, her hair as well, it looks like one of those NPC characters. When you make a custom character and he's appearing in the background of like just people dressed as normal, that meme. It's like it looks like that. But I think Lost Records did it better with Swan, where you could change the outfits, the colors, but her hair stays the same unless it's story specific. Yeah, I fully agree because it's like that outfit I probably would have worn more like the Before Storm one, but with the fact that she wears the blue hair, I'm like, that's weird.
Why does she have blue hair?
Yeah, it's a blue-haired girl, isn't it?
Yeah, like chapter 1. That's what I mean. Like they dye her hair blonde, and I'm just like, why? Why are we blonde now?
I think the one thing I'll give away with, I like the rogue look here in chapter 2.
Sure.
I don't mind the 1 or 2 streaks because I think it's Swan Holloway has the same kind of thing in the game where like later in the game depending on choices and stuff. But like I'm fine with that. That like for example the green hat. I'm like, really? Does she really need to look like a pumpkin? Like does she really need the top part like to be green? I'm like, come on, man. It's like
I would have worn these spooky ones, but like, why are we dyeing her hair? Why are we dyeing her hair?
Yeah, I don't. It's a bit of a weird one, that one. But yeah, that's thingy one there. And then I think again, look, some of the more jazzy outfits here as well. Look at that. That one's chapter 3 is very jazzy.
That's very jazzy.
Yeah, yes. I don't know if we should get away with that, but like, do you know what? Here as well, I don't like the eyeliner that she's got.
Well, like I understand the eyeliner. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah,
get it.
fair
You know
enough.
what I mean? That one I'm like not against, but like the dyeing of her hair completely a different color. Not even like the
Yeah,
highlights. It's just like she's blonde now.
yeah,
It's like why? Or like she's got green hair or blue hair, and it's just like I feel like I feel like that should be a separate customization. Like, do you want the skeleton but she has dark hair, or do you
yeah.
want the skeleton but she has blue hair? Like you
Mhm.
can customize the outfit and the hair, right? But like when the hair is locked onto an outfit, it's like I don't want
Yeah,
that, you know? So it's just weird. Like you can customize everything,
yeah.
but there's like some things that are locked, and I'm just like, okay, why?
But
You know?
but yeah, I agree with you because I think customization wheel's good. It adds
Because like
time as well to the game. People
because
play
like
it longer.
even in Lost Records, you can change the pants and the shirt. You
Yeah,
don't it's not locked to an outfit like the pants, the shirt, you
yeah.
know? It's just I don't know. Like
Oh,
why are we locking it?
by the way, do you change your outfits? Because I literally just stuck with one outfit. I stuck with her standard outfits through the entire game. Are you one of those people who plays games where you change outfits?
I change outfits all the time. Yeah,
Right.
100%. Because like I don't live in a cartoon. We all change our clothes. It's laundry day. It's laundry day. It's a part of immersion, you know? Change your outfits.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I respect that.
Change your underwear, you know?
So yeah, those are the max outfits. All very interesting. We'll move into the next part in a moment 'cause there's a couple more. But yeah, I think that some of them are really quite. I think like I wish there was more like I can't remember off the top of my head, but like just some like standard designs, like plain ones, like even
Yeah,
again like the Dwayne Rock Johnson ones, where it's just like
sure.
um, it's it's so hard because they're stylizing Max at like this age, and again, it feels like just
It
something a
doesn't
little bit
fit.
off. Yeah, it's just something off. Like the beanie, for example, that's a Deck 9 trademark. It's like, is Max really going to wear a beanie? And like, my argument, for example, I'm not saying I'm not getting hung up on a beanie, by the way. I'm just saying, like, for example, if I was going to make a sequel to this game and make it smart, this beanie would be a reference to Chloe Price for me because I would make it something that the character adopts. Do you know where it's like,
Well,
not
I'll
specific, not her beanie
yeah,
specifically, but in the sense of like
yeah.
trying to make it a bit more connected, where it's like, the character might be wearing one for the sake of it because of this.
I think she would because this is an outdoor outfit and we're outside in Vermont in the winter. So I think she's gonna wear a beanie to keep her little head warm. So I'm going to vouch for the beanie outside in Vermont
Yeah, I
because
can't
Vermont gets
imagine.
cold, dude. Vermont gets really cold.
Just because you're wearing a beanie as well. I walk outside without a beanie on. I don't wear beanies, do I? Like, beanies
Well,
aren't
how cold does your winter get?
freezing sometimes. You've been lived in the UK. It's either too hot or too cold here, Adam. It's one or the other. You
Yeah.
never get both.
You're
That's
talking to somebody who lived in North Dakota though,
oh
where we
yeah.
had negative 55-degree wind chill.
Yeah. I love the American videos where people throw their water outside and it like freezes instantly. I'm like, yeah,
That's what I mean. Where I'm just like, when you mean freezing, I can tell you freezing, dude.
so jealous. Yeah, as I said,
Yeah.
I'm not getting hung up on the beanie. I'm just saying that there's more you could have added to it. Like, but again, I'm not, as it is the winter game, it's not going to be the be all end all of it. But yeah, some interesting outfits though. Like, I don't mind that, for example, those outfits are cool. It's like, for cool in the sense that you can do something where it ties into the Square Enix universe and, you add those kind of things. And even like the Yellow Street, for example, add to even that one's not too bad. Keep it brown at the top and then red
Sure,
at the bottom because I wore that a couple of times in the game. Like, I've used some of it for some of the cutscenes when I played the
sure.
game. But I just think like some of the other ones, it's like I'm like, we're losing sight here. It's too jazzy essentially.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, those are the outfits. But Adam, let's quickly knock some of these out because we'll do these all in one go.
Yeah.
For the listeners as well. So I'll move us back down here. As you can see here, there's some different designs that were given for in the game. Some of them might use, some of them aren't. So as you can see there's the Abraxas Society or the Chicken and the Snake, led by the Supreme Leader
That's a
in rank.
rooster. Yeah.
Oh well, Rooster. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Rooster.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a cock and a snake.
Yeah, sounds about and it's representative of the leader of that place as well. It's like
Yep.
makes perfect
Just a
sense.
giant dick. Yeah.
Do you know what as well? Like the worst part is I played the Life is Strange. I can usually remember like a lot of details. I don't even know why it looks like that. The logo. I can't even remember if it's explained or not.
I don't know. It's probably in the written lore that I didn't read. Like, why is the logo a rooster and a snake? You know, I don't get it.
Written by
But like,
Alderman.
yeah,
Not so Alderman, it's one of them.
yeah, exactly. So like, I don't know if it's like written in the lore. Yeah, I don't know. But like, it is what it is. He got the charge. Like, make it a rooster and a snake, and
Yeah.
it's like, okay, we'll do that. So
Oh god, yeah. So you got some deer designs here, as you can see.
That's
Um,
nice.
I think they're
Yeah.
pretty cool. Four's wouldn't mind seeing four a couple of times later in the game. That would have been quite nice to have popped up.
Yeah. I
Um,
like two the best one. Two's nice and crisp.
yeah.
I would get that as a tattoo. That's nice.
See, like that, for example, does match like Life is Strange's vibe and stuff. Like people give it a hard time as well with double exposure, and I give it a hard time. But I think like that, for example, does match what you're looking for aesthetically as an evolution. Like the
Yeah.
deer triangle. It feels like it's adding something to it, which I'm like, yeah, that's actually a good idea of how you've done that as a design.
Mhm. Yeah. No, I like that a lot. That's really nice.
Because like in itself as well, if I was doing the game as well, like 2 and 3, I would use 3 for like some of the nightmare sequences or like other things as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Or 4,
But
like feels
yeah,
like
4 is a little too dark. I like 2. It's crisp.
yeah, I agree. As you can see, Adam as well, more door designs as well. I think this one appears on Max's. I think it's on the Caledon University patch as well, and even there's a badge as well. I think it's a bit more extravagant. The thing is, again, not necessarily like torn over some of these. I think they're quite nice as well. I think like 6 stands out for me for some reason. Very different, but I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And
It's definitely logo-esque,
yeah,
like logo
4
for a coffee.
Yeah, I think would be interesting. I think 4 is a little bit too much for me. I don't like. I think it looks too
Yeah.
cartoony, in my opinion. My opinion, at least.
Once again, I'm drawn to 3. Yeah.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Crisp.
See,
You know.
I was drawn to 1 as well a little bit. I thought it was quite
Mm,
simple. Where it's like we colored it in.
yeah. I would get 3 a tattoo on my butt cheek.
Which one, left or right?
Both. Like
Ooh,
the twin bucks on my butt cheeks.
the twins.
Yeah.
Oh
Just
god.
right on the crack,
Owls, as you can see in the game
Yeah.
as well. Some of them are pins as well. I think 2 is the pin that you can get as well. Again, I like even 4. I love 4. That's quite
Mm,
cool. I wouldn't even have
yeah.
minded giving that to Safi, for example, in the game. Do you feel like she
Yeah, I
wears
like
it as well
4.
when it's like dark
Yeah.
Safi or something? That would have been quite interesting.
Almost reminds
6,
me of Attack on Titan.
yes. I like that
Yeah.
reference.
Yeah.
I like that reference.
That's definitely one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like some of them as well. I think like I want 4's something I would get a tattoo of like
Yeah,
that.
4 is nice. Yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah.
Again, these are the evolution, the standard owl logo, which we've seen.
2. Yeah.
2, do you say on that one?
2,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
100% too. Yeah.
And then Caledon University, as you can see here, some different
Ah.
logos there. Some of them are
Yeah.
used on the insert coin stuff. Some are used in the game as well. I don't mind. Let me have a look at that. I think 1, 2, 3 must have very subtle changes in there, but I don't
Yeah,
mind.
they're very subtle,
Mm,
but they're there.
I don't mind
Like they're
2 or 3 to be honest.
yeah.
Um,
I like 2 a lot. And then also 5. I like 5 a lot.
So interesting enough as well, because he was working at Square Enix London. 4 really reminds me of like York University here and some of the other
Oh, yeah?
some of the older UK university kind of style of like designs. Um, because like with York University as well, and like in the UK, there's it's split into colleges. So there's like a college of each one, and for me, it kind of really resonates with some of them. It kind of looks like an old school UK university. I don't know for you, you probably have a better idea of like some of the university logos in the Americas that you have.
Yeah, I mean, it's very much like, it's like your standard university, kind
Yeah,
of tie-in. Like, I know a lot of colleges that use this kind of like formats for them.
yeah, and it's called Caledon College as well. So is it part because
Oh,
Caledon
yeah.
University? So
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
maybe
Yeah.
they were going to create more colleges. Maybe they were going to do the Oxford style university system where it's like you have colleges within the university kind of thing.
Mhm,
Yeah, interesting though. I think some of those are really quite nice designs as well. I'd take those.
mhm.
Um, and then Snapping Turtle Adam, the bar that's in the
Oh,
game. Some interesting designs here. Some quite nice ones as well, actually.
yeah. I like 6. That's
It's
definitely
fucking coming
crisp. Yeah,
that.
I like 6 a lot, dude. 'Cause see, all
Yeah.
the other ones, they, like 1, 2 like 1 and 2 look like a band logo,
Mm,
But 6 kinda looks like that tavern, you
yeah.
know? I can definitely see that. Or 4. 4 or 6 could be like a tavern logo for
Yeah.
sure.
See, I
You
like
know?
5, but I know it's not aesthetically fitting for the game. It looks quite cartoony.
Yeah, it's a little too
and
cartoony for a tavern. Yeah,
yeah, it'd be cool tattoo if you were going to get something. I think it's quite a nice design again. I don't think it's
yeah.
not I'm thinking, but I think
Where
yeah,
would
some
you
of those
Where would you get that tattoo?
on my left butt cheek. I think at that
On the
point.
left butt cheek. Yeah,
Um,
that's
I
fair.
think
That's fair.
it'd be a cool tattoo of like on your like arm, like top part of your arm or something. I think it kind of fits in
Yeah.
with that. But yeah, some of those are pretty good though. I think like generally speaking, yeah, 6 is very has that kind of like aesthetic with it, which I'm a big fan of. As you can see here, Adam as well. Signs continue on.
Mm,
There it is again, free. Well, 6 into free.
yeah. Yeah.
Um, and then, as you can see, Snapping Turtle logos underneath it. And
Okay.
then we have a bunch of posters here as well. We have a missing cat here. That looks like Valkyrie from True Colors.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's
Which I
funny.
wonder if that's a reference. But as you can see, Lost Dog Adam.
Oh,
Doggy's gone.
doggy's gone.
I need to look through
Love.
these. I didn't notice much reference wise, but I think like there must be some. Oh,
Yeah.
Hot Dog Man.
Hot dog man. Yeah. Yeah.
Very Rachel
Mid
Amber-esque.
time. Mm.
So yeah, those are some of the other ones. So yeah, that's pretty much the logo page. And before you're wondering, Adam, as well, that is not all of it as well, because we do have
Oh
time
wow.
for it as well, because there's some interesting pieces in here, and especially in the branding part, because they'll give some more details for things. So
Mm.
if you go here, Crosstalk logos that we
Oh
have. So
yeah.
all the Crosstalk, 2 variations actually. I pulled both of them up as well. So that's 1, Adam, as you can see there, and then 2. So
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
very wide range. I think they're not necessarily the worst things either, like flat designs. I think it's almost reflective of like 2 decades worth of different designs there of like crosstalk that you could do.
Jeez, that's
So
wild.
yeah, interesting those ones. As you can see, styles here. Which one do you think stands out for you? If you were gonna make the Life is Strange game, you'd pick one. Which one would you pick?
I would honestly not the top ones. One of the bottoms.
Yeah.
It's either going to be 2 or bottom designs. So style. So I got to pick a style and a design. So I'm going to pick style number 3
Right.
for because it's much more like aesthetic for Life is Strange. And then design wise, I would pick probably 2. So style 3 and design of 2.
That's interesting. That I was going to go with design 3 there, and
Yeah, it's either 2
then
or 3.
yeah, I think those two are the strongest, and then even I like 3 in styles, but I'll probably go for maybe 2. Maybe throw me a bit back in my terms of my iOS and stuff updates and like features. But yeah, I think those are thingy. But again, I think like some of those like aren't necessarily the worst thing, like design wise. Come on to that in a second. Hold on. Yeah, I'm not too bad with those. Social though, look at those. Why is there a dolphin
I like
there?
that's what I mean. I like the social with dolphin. Yeah.
Of course, but you know what as well? Let me just do this because we're here. Dolphin in the water, sharks there. There's a connection. I'm point out that.
Yeah.
With you as well, I feel like we're only 6 steps away from reaching water and sharks in some kind of conversation.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yes, those ones there. Adam, this is the big one. Early logo concepts for Life is
And look at
Strange
that.
double
Wow.
exposure. And some of those are
Mm.
Life is Strange 1-esque in terms of like the
I was
old
about to
school.
say 5 fits it the best because you're going off of double exposure. You're going off of that like little layering esque, and that
Yeah.
is. I don't know why. Wait, yeah.
I even like 2, for example.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you
Because
want
it's fading.
Yeah, do you want a comparative? Because I can show you actually. I did like a graphic for it, and it might actually help. But yeah, some of those logo designs are pretty something. So, am I back on screen with Instagram?
Yes.
As you can see there, so that's the one that we get in the game, top at the menu, and then obviously these are the individual logos at the bottom.
Yeah. Because I would either go with 2 or 5 because 2 is like fading photo, and the 5 is a double exposed so like I don't know why we got like a little cutesy Polaroid. Again, this is all leadership calls.
So you said
All
2 and 5, did you say?
2 and 5 for sure.
2
100%.
and 5. Yeah, I think so as well. I even like 6 a little bit, but again, that's maybe just a bit.
Fits. Yeah. But again, these are all leadership goals.
Yeah, I agree. And I think like probably 4 was like probably the early
Mhm.
days of like maybe even if you're going for the aperture rumor and stuff with the double exposure camera shot thing. Maybe it was even
Yeah.
leading to that because it has the crosshairs over it. But yeah, some of these are like infinitely like better than the standardized font that they gave it. It's just a little bit like, like it reminds me of the Katie Benz photo that we saw when she put like Life is Strange 3 in the background because she was at Deck 9. It's like keep some of it. Like you can evolve a logo, Coke has changed,
Sure.
even Japan has evolved its flag, as you've seen the color changes a little bit.
Yeah.
But like generally speaking, like just tweak it just a little bit and like, and keep the essence of it. Like people need to see that, for example, the Polaroid or like,
Yeah.
something that adds like that little thing in there.
Or like number 5, but with a Polaroid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which yeah.
I don't know. It is what it is, I guess. We got
I
what we
don't know.
got.
So Adam, this is another one which was a chapter selection screen. So as you can see here, there was like different things in there where it's like, there's chapters. Funnily enough, there's chapter 6 there, which I might even take as just a placeholder for the time being, or depending on what you read and stuff, maybe it was just the game has been split. Maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you can see, also as well, this throws me back as well. Oh, coding, lorem ipsum. Oh yes. Of course.
Yeah.
That's when we know we have to put placeholder information there. But yeah. Interesting though, nonetheless, for the chapter selection screen and how they do that.
Yeah. I like the second one the best. It's very prominent. It's there. It's bold. I like that a lot better.
Yeah, and you need to make it simplified. Like people just want to move from like left to right and get onto the chapters. Like we can't be extravagantly like something up like that. I think it needs to be simple. But yeah, I think 2 is my personal favorite one there. Again, menu screen as well with certain things as well, like little details in there, mute the audio licenses as you can expect. Now, I need to check this because I haven't checked in the original. I haven't got my computer, but like as you can see, there's powers as well in the menu in key bindings, which
yeah.
I wonder if that's kind of just change her use of power on certain keys and functions. What's key bindings? Would that be PC of like changing controls?
Yeah, so you can like map like what button involves what. So like in PC, the PC master race, you can like involve whatever button you want for whatever control you want. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting that. But yeah, again, very very simple. Like for design, again, gamma settings as well as you can see there. You can change it with the camera. We've seen that as well, which is another little detail of that. And again, details in the game which you shared, which are really cool. As you can see here in the game, do you remember Evan as a character?
Yes. Wait, Evan and
at the top
in Life is Strange 1, yes.
Yeah, which because like if for example, I'm gonna try and maybe move this forward. I'll come back to it in a minute. As you can see here, if you look at Evan in that other one, he's only got Evan as his name. He's like, "Hey, are you on campus today?" And then if you look here, he's Evan Colmenero. Which is what Lucas's last name is. And so for a reminder, Lucas has a son in the game called Robbie, which takes a big part of that plot line with Safi and everything else. And we don't see Robbie, for example. But was Evan going to be in the game in terms of being Evan Colmenero in the game as a character that we meet him? Maybe that was part of the dynamic, because if he's on the campus,
like,
you see Safi having
like we get to
conversations.
meet his son, like that's interesting. I guess they just made a call because like they wanted to make Lucas a little younger, so he couldn't have like a college age son, Yeah,
there's some interesting like things there because like look at Lucas, for example. His name's different.
Lucas Duh.
At Lucas Duh, so it's like maybe he doesn't have that. Reggie Kazan, not Kagan, as well.
Oh, yeah.
So there's another little change to that. Moses as well. Moses is really happy there. Oh my god, Moses in that photo. Hang on a minute. Reminds me of. Oh my god, I'm gonna. I need to pull this up actually because I just realised what he looks like. Hang on. And I think this is actually quite. Oh, why I put the wrong name there? What's his name now? We're gonna have to fill some blank airs, Adam.
Sorry.
Oh, no.
I thought you were gonna find it sooner. Sixers are back. They lost to the Detroit Pistons recently, which I was not a big fan of. Like, how are Detroit Pistons like doing well now? It's because they got good off the trade. but Sixers are like they're going to be middling, dude. I don't think Sixers are even going to make the playoffs this year. I think we're just going to have mid-season. So, like, it's going to be fine. We're not going to be the worst. We're not going to be the best. It's going to be mid.
It is going to be
Another
mid. And I've got it here, Adam. Thank you very much for filling the time.
Yes.
Moses in that photo reminds me, if you remember Get Out, Rod Williams, who is like one of the MVPs of that. He looks so much like him there.
Yes.
In those photos.
Oh, what's the actor's name? Little Ray Howery. Yes, Little Ray Howery.
Outstanding performance, but he looks so much like him in that photo. I was like, oh god, yeah. Sorry, it was worth it just to point that reference. I was like, right, but yeah, really interesting though with Crosstalk. As you can see, Lorem Ipsum is back with all the things, but yeah, just little details you pick up out of the screen there, which I'm like, okay,
nice.
And as you can see as well on social interactions as well, different characters: Roxanne, Sarah, Peter, Nick. Moss. Do you think he's the evil twin of Moses?
No, yeah, Moss. There's Moses and Moss. Yeah, he's the dead Safi world, Moss.
Yeah, Moss. So yeah, that's an interesting part. And then I think there's a couple of other ones, as you can see there. There's the phone with the detailed Lorem Ipsum, Polaroids, as you can see here. I need to double check these and see if there's any similar. I think these are in the game as they are in the first part. Apologies, guys. Well, my boiler for my brother's fingers going off, so I will try and edit that out, but if you can hear it, you can hear it. Adam, here's an interesting detail. So this is a bit different as well. This is Max's room, as you can see, with the outfits as well, indoor and outdoor, so you can pick them very early, because in the final screen, that's covered the window. Because it has like a flag over it, and it's like very subtle changes, but her room does look a little bit different. If you can look here as well, down at the bottom right one, it says Cats Pack, which is no longer in the game.
Yeah.
So you have your decades pack, but again, very interesting to see the alternative outfit selections very early on with all the stuff there. So that's that. And then again, outfit selections, as you can see here, changing around. Which looks a bit different there. I wonder if it's like you can, because I look at that cat paw and the cat thing there. I wonder if it's like it sets it in certain kind of ways on what the design is. As you can see there's the deer symbol that we looked at.
Yeah.
Which is quite cool. So, yeah, very interesting. And as you can see here, the Polaroids, which people are still trying to connect to the main game for story purposes. Yes, these Polaroids. Oh, Jesus Christ, this Polaroid timeline, man. I know it's a collectible within the game, but no, guys, it's not connected to anything. Do not try and keep connecting to that game. This is literally just a collectibles, and I think people are now trying to tangibly collect plot lines to it, but basically that is all of it. And these are some of the it's in double exposures folder for some reason, but like there's some True Colors parts that you've done, because he worked on True Colors, he worked on Life is Strange 2, and it's like there's some of the interfaces, and for some reason True Colors is in here, which is, if you look at some of the designs as well, they are quite crazy. That one's quite cool.
Yeah, the Lorem Ipsum. I like that one a lot. Yeah,
this one, I was thinking the same. That's some big vibes to it. But again, would it fit Colorado and stuff? But you want Adam as well, because before we wrap up, because we're near the end anyway, let me just show you his Life is Strange 2 ones, because oh my god, they were insane. The artwork they did. Oh, Adam, look at these.
Oh, that's nice.
Look at that. That is, oh my god, man. Like, it's insane.
That's
like, even
crazy.
that.
Yeah, I would buy a print of that.
Yeah, I think these are insane. I think these are incredible. Again, I think this is a representative of the conversations we have, Adam, as well. Like, it's like really talented people worked on this. Like that. Oh, like really talented people worked on this franchise and stuff like that, and they've basically just been thrown into like the gutter from poor decisions.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm close to thinking I'm going to scroll past. It's going to be you flying through the air in a moment, like because it's like we just keep flipping through things. But yeah, just oh my god, it's so cool. That one's cool as well.
That one's great. Yeah,
very simple.
That's yeah, there it is. Yeah, there's the church.
Oh yeah, there's church. There's On the Road, Jodie Holmes style, when he's at the beginning of episode 4. Yeah, very very cool. There's camp. Yeah, look at that. Man.
That's nice, dude. That's
nice. I'd show these, because he's if you want to go have a look, like please feel free to, because like I think he deserves a lot of credit. Like the arts and illustrations are amazing. He's done it for tons of stuff, including True Colors and whatnot. Which is very, very cool. As you see, Mikey North as well.
Look at that.
Who only appears via the Skype call, so you only see him half up on that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Ducky!
Hey, Ducky, but with an apron.
I know, with apron Ducky. He looks like the guy from Jeepers Creepers doing the villain. He's like in that
Yeah,
truck, like.
that's
Oh
fun.
my god. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's an interesting thing. Is some of those. I'm not too sold on some of those Steph outfits.
yeah.
Adam, on a frat boy scale, which Ryan Lucan do you think is frat boy energy?
Number 9, 100%. Number 9 is the frat boy, 100%. As one who lives next to frat boys, number 9 is where it's at.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
This one's interesting, actually. Before we move on from this, Riley's wants some very
Yeah,
different outfits, man.
very different. A very
Uh,
darker, more like standoffish kind of style.
yeah, which is like it wouldn't surprise me if they changed that as well. Big fan of
Yeah,
Four though. I like Four's outfit.
yeah,
Um,
4's nice.
the other ones would be a bit out of place, I think, with how the other
Yeah.
characters are dressed. But no, very, very cool though. Look at Alex Chen. Oh my god. That's
Do you
crazy.
think that with Mikey North, like having his messenger bag, he was supposed to be visiting Steph?
Mm.
You know, like you have the ball cap here, the messenger bag. We maybe could have like seen Mikey North just walking around the shop, because like why do we need the sneakers? Why do we need the whole outfit if we were just going to see him on the webcam?
Yeah.
You know,
And I think
well,
with True Colors as well, and at least from what I can tell as well, True Colors is really loved as a game, and it should be as well. It's a good game, but when you go back to again that IGN article and you read Zach Harris's accounts and you read other people's accounts as well, the production of that game, it's quite fortunate to get the reputation it does because it kind of came together. Sort of, it has cracks and you can see it, but it's like it came together like with a little bit of synergy. And I think it kind of avoids that kind of situation where you ask bigger questions like, "Oh, Mikey North should have been there in person and stuff." Likelihood is yes, because they used Dylan Winfrey in motion capture when he was doing it. He was doing performance direction. He was there at Colorado, so it felt like they were going to do it. It probably wouldn't surprise me if budgets ran out, if the DLC component was shorter. The COVID narrative, where it's like, we can make it. When I mean COVID narrative, I mean the COVID narrative within the game, the context of it, where it's like she's isolated, so it's like we'll cut down budgets. I think Chloe Price was meant to appear in it potentially, depending on what happens with some of the stuff that appeared on Reddit with digging into assets, because you hear audio and stuff and whatnot. It wouldn't surprise me. There was a lot of ways of doing it, but I think like it would have come down again. This is like early concept art, and then what happens when you start rendering it and you have to make it into the person, budgets, costs, etc. It would have made a lot. That would have added to that piece of DLC a lot more, where it's like he's in person and he's doing D&D with her as well, for example. And even him being in the shop, that would have added a bit more to it, because it's like, he's there and you can interact with someone else and whatnot. So it's interesting though. So you go and check it out, but yeah, fascinating. Just so much stuff in there, which is like crazy. It's like, I was like, yeah, the other topic's getting slashed from there. But we're coming near the end, Adam. I think one more book, because I want to bring it in because I adore this person as well.
of course, and I watched all of this, so
yes, I'm glad that you did as well. So I'm glad I didn't have to like posting that. But as you can see here for the listeners, Ashly Burch is fucking back. So she debuted I'm Scared of Therapy, which is the new format under I'm Happy You're Here. So that is free on YouTube. You can go and watch it. And then I've got some Instagram posts as well, which I'll pull up here. As you can see there, I'll put those on video whilst we're talking about it. She's great. She's fantastic. I love that little guy there. Yeah, that's a great puppet. Do you know what though? Just speaking because I'm studying it and stuff. I think it was a really helpful video. I think it was really, really helpful video. And just like doing like little like fine details, like so for example, when she said about therapy, she's like, look for a trainee, and I was like, yeah, you should, because it's cheaper. It's a cheaper option. Like, maybe again, money is tight. I'm not saying to anyone that it's affordable, but like it was just that little thing where it's like, actually a trainee is like, someone you can
or
help.
even a sliding scale, like ask if they have a sliding scale on payments. So
Look,
there were like it's a shorter video, but they're helpful,
Yeah, and I think she said in there that they haven't got the budget yet to do the full production that they did with I'm Happy You're Here, which made me sad. But I'm hoping that more exposure, and they've launched a Patreon, so you can check the Patreon as well for that. But I'm kind of like happy that I'm happy that they did this one. It's like I even like this format where it's just like doing the video, and like even with Ashly Burch's humor and stuff, it's great. And I think the sliding format, as you said, was a great thing, because sometimes if you end up in therapy with someone, you're it's an ethical decision and whatnot with counselors and therapists, but they might adjust their scale because if you can't afford it and something happens, they are human at the end of the day. I think people are kind of cynical sometimes with therapists and counselors and whatnot. So, but yeah, I think if you were ever going to think about going to therapy and you needed someone to be a really positive voice to do it, I think Ashly Burch is that kind of person, because I think she really, was it 3 minutes or something? It's videos about 3 minutes, give or take, like that. In about 3 minutes, she gives you the full breakdown of what you need to know, because it does look like really daunting to kind of, who do you get? What's your therapist? And she hits a lot of it, because like, for example, a big one is like, you really need to vibe with your therapist. Like, you really need to work with a therapist that suits you, because not every therapist is suited for you. And it's a reality. Like, I've learned it myself. Like I some of the things that I've done where it's like, just as training and stuff like that, you really have to make that person aware, the client, where it's like, you might not vibe with that person, and that's not, they're not going to take offense to it. Like, they know that they will be the kind of one of the first people to admit as well, in some cases at least, where it's like, maybe I should put a referral in, maybe you'll find that helpful. But I think finding someone you can work with is really important. But I thought this was really, really, really informative. I would 100% encourage anyone to watch it, because it can be really useful. And I think she explains a lot of key details in there for therapies, different therapies. Obviously, American therapy is very different from UK therapy and European therapy and stuff, but there's a lot of overlaps, which I fully agreed with. And I think with Ashly Burch as well, she's very good in terms of the way she researched it, because she didn't answer some of the questions where she's like, and I think there's a moment where she's like, and she doesn't like really properly answer. I'm like, God, it's like, she's not the de facto opinion on this, and no one is. So she kind of like knows within her limits to kind of give things. And she's obviously had incredible. She's had she's had her experience with therapy, and she knows kind of like, at least to kind of pass it on. I think that's always the main one. So yeah, I wanted to kind of plug it. Great. I love her. I think she's fantastic. And this guy's my MVP as well.
Absolutely.
He's like a throwback to the 90s as well.
Yeah, dude. Like, and that's the thing. Like, it was fun, and it's just like, it's lighthearted, but it gives you a lot of information. So I'm looking forward to like more productions on. I'm happy you're here.
Yeah. Oh man, do you know what? I wish I was like a billionaire, because I'd just throw money at her and be like, just make this. I would just like for like just something that's just so. Like, because obviously they have the tax-free incentives as well with the funding model. So if like whatever you give goes straight to them, because it's being promoted as a a charitable cause and what they're doing. So it's like every little bit of it helps them in terms of building this. But it's just like, as you said, it's like, if I just had £1 billion, I'd just throw it to her and be like, just make the world a better place, because you can do it. You can do it as well.
But unfortunately, billionaires now want to make it the worst place for human beings. So
yes,
yay billionaires! Hooray!
Yay to the billionaires. But yeah, we're done with that. So I'm kind of thankful that kind of got into an hour, I'm surprised with that. But yeah, thank you for joining us. And I'm glad that we kind of did the big deep dive. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments as well for any of the topics that we talked about, especially that detail of the website. There's some crazy stuff. It'd be interesting to hear your perspective. But we'll sign off here. So side A is done. As I said, side B is going to be coming up. We'll be focusing on some of the stuff as well, with like Galvatron and some other lot of Life is Strange news that have popped up as well in between. So we'll kind of cover that. But as I said, you'll get this at a delay, but I'm working at my own pace at this moment, and I need to get Sam Bradley's interview out. So bear with me with this, and we kind of made it as much non-time sensitive as is possible. Watch this. Triple exposure is announced now when we put this out. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us. We'll sign off here. So if you are new here, please do consider dropping subscribe to the channel, turn notifications, like video, share with your friends. It helps support the channel, helps keep up to date with the channel. And StrangeCast is available on all podcast services. So we're available on Spotify with a video version, Apple Podcasts. Go and check us out there. Go and rate us. You can download us and support us, stuff like that. And we're on Patreon again. There's Patreon incentive coming up. I think we'll try and get some more interviews and further down the line once Sam gets out. We'll work on that. And then we're going to keep going with things as well. So yeah, thank you so much for your support. Right, we're done here. So stay tuned. Side B is going to be as equally as entertaining as this one. But until next time, guys, see you later. Bye.
Bye.
Ready for the mosh pit, shaka bra.